Hello, I am Arthur,
I am Domonique.
I'm Bailey.
and today we will be giving an explanation of the engineering design process and be giving an example of how it should be used. When beginning the engineering design process, the most important aspect to start with is that you understand the need of what you're trying to design for.
People need to stop losing their pens! We will create an add-on to the standard pen which will prevent the loss of said pen.
Once you understand the need you're designing for, you need to analyze it and decide on several different designs that will be tested.
Several solutions can be found, many through looking at existing technologies already serving a similar purpose. For example, establishments such as banks already have small chains that keep pens attached to counters in order to prevent people from walking off with pens. This can be implemented into a design through the use of a more mobile version of the chain.
Additionally, people use the alarm function when locking their cars in order to find them in areas like parking lots. A simple remote-controlled alarm could be used in order to make finding a lost pen more easy.
Another way to identify a possible solution is simply by having a discussion between several members of a group. Many ideas may not work for several reasons, but at least a handful may be able to be implemented as possible solutions.
For example, perhaps a totally different approach could be to have the pen attached to an article of clothing directly, where items such as a pocket are not already available. Adding to this idea, perhaps a glove could be created with a small sleeve attached, allowing for easy carrying of the pen, and for a very simple check as to whether or not the user still has the pen, simply by looking at the glove.
While each of these ideas could, in theory, solve the problem proposed, only one should be looked at as the solution to develop. It's always better to create a single well-thought-out design rather than multiple poorly developed ones.
If we are to look at this problem objectively, the cheapest and yet most convenient design is most likely to be the best. In this case, the glove and alarm could both be considered inconvenient for various reasons.
Though it is inconvenient, the glove is not the best design choice, mostly due to the cost. Gloves cost more than a simple chain or string, and while an alarm may fall within a similar price range, it is more convenient due to the fact that it does not require the user to wear what will likely be an uncomfortable piece of clothing if a cheap price range is pursued.
Additionally, while a glove is difficult to lose and a chain is simple enough to require no additional hardware, if, say, a phone app is used to activate the alarm, the device becomes useless if the phone is lost or dead. The more complicating factor involving this design, however, is the price required to create an alarm that is either implemented into or attached to a pen.
Once you've tested each of the designs, it's time to more fully develop and implement the most promising of them.
Often, the first step in this process is to create a sketch or 3D model of the item, which will later be improved.
Once some sort of design has been made, it is often best to assign members of the group different tasks to maximize efficiency. In this case, it is somewhat difficult to find separate tasks for each member, however, it is still possible. For example, one member of the group could work on making the design more aesthetically pleasing, while another could work on physical construction of the initial prototype.
Once a prototype has been created, testing should be done. During this time, convenience, effectiveness, and how well the item meets the needs of the problem proposed should all be analyzed. Once analysis has been done, problems with the design should be found, and the device should be reworked to solve them. For example, perhaps the string is too long, causing the user to become tangled, or conversely, perhaps it is too short, causing inconvenience in using the pen.
This process is repeated for as long as possible, creating a multitude of different iterations, until a final product is reached or a deadline occurs. In this way, the device is made the best it possibly could be given the most constrictive type of constraint, time.